Good morning everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you are following along on my journey to hopefully move from the UK to the US, thank you so much for your love and support and such kind, positive messages. It really is appreciated, and I guess it makes me see things from a different perspective. Like some people say how brave we are, and I never really looked at it like that. Anyway, today's video is going to be an update on all visa things related, what's been happening since we moved into this open rent property. And I thought, well, we're chatting, I would get ready and show you what I am using on my skin, my face, all those kinds of things. A lot of it will also be repeated from like previous videos. I don't tend to change up my kind of routine that much, but those of you that are new, you might want to see how I do my makeup, and probably more importantly here for an update, I guess. But yeah, just say a massive thank you for everyone's support. I don't know, it's just really nice. It's nice knowing that there is support out there. If I keep looking forwards or up there, it's because you're literally resting on my mirror, and obviously I need to see what I'm doing. I'm first of all going to go in with my moisturiser, which is the Glam Glow Starter. This stuff is like gold dust to get hold of, and there are like places you can buy it from, but they've hyped up the price so much because this sadly has been discontinued. I don't know what Glam Glow are playing at, because they need to reintroduce this, and I don't understand why they got rid of it. It is just a product from absolute heaven. So it looks like this. Can you see the shimmer on that moisturiser? And it just, yeah, puts an amazing glow on your skin. I do have one more tub, which is now in oh my gosh, it's gonna be one of those days where I keep forgetting my words. Storage. So I might try and get hold of another, because I love this stuff so much. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, the last couple of weeks haven't been the easiest. I kind of thought that once we did, you know, the whole visa application, that, I don't know, I kind of thought that things would be easy from here on inwards, but hasn't really been the case. It's felt quite stressful for lots of different factors, the visa, moving here. I'll go into detail. I'm then going to go in with the L'Oreal Glotion, which just kind of gives you again another shimmer and a bit of a summery glow, which, considering the weather is dull and gloomy at the moment, I feel it's needed. Okay, so we've been in this open rent now for just over 3 weeks. I can't actually believe that it's already been 3 weeks. I feel really settled here. I really like Worcester a lot more than what, you know, I thought I would. It's a really nice place. It's, you know, lovely historic town with such beautiful architecture and buildings. I love it here. The house, yeah, we settled in. I wouldn't exactly say it's been the easiest ride for a number of reasons. Let me just have a sip of coffee. I'm going to need it for this part. I've also woken up with like swollen glands this morning, and I don't know if it's because I'm going down with something or it's from snoring. Probably snoring, to be honest. Right, I'm just going to go in with my Fenty Beauty concealer. I don't actually know what shade this is. 150N. So there's been a couple of things that haven't made this kind of settling in, moving in to this house the easiest. So firstly, we seem to have upset a few neighbours, not intentionally. So basically, when we chose this property, one of the deciding factors, because there aren't that many properties on open rent or a Airbnb that actually has car charging, and I'm commuting from Worcester to Cheltenham. So one of the deciding factors of moving into or accepting this house was the fact that this is an end terraced, and alongside the wall of the property, which is on like a private, private driveway for multiple cars for every house. We were told that we could put our car charging lead over the wall, have the car right up against the wall and charge the vehicle. So obviously we did that, and for the first, I'd say, week and a half, we didn't have any problems at all. Nobody said anything. And then our neighbours directly opposite us came back after being away for a short period. And she came round, not late at night, it was probably gone, I don't know, half. No, in fact, I think I was on a late shift myself that night. So it maybe might have been like 8:30, and she came over. She knocked on the door. I answered it. She was a little bit angry / agitated. And she said that she'd just got home from work and it had taken her 4 attempts to get into her parking space. I don't really buy that, because we weren't actually parked over her parking space, slightly over, because we each get 2 parking spaces. Anyway, I obviously apologised, like loads. She obviously said that it wasn't a parking space. I explained how we got clearance, that we were told we could park there, and that was a deciding factor, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I said to her, again, I'm really sorry, we're just going by what we've been told, and I'd moved my car back a bit, so it was basically covering our 2 spaces, and it was kind of like the longest that our charging lead would actually stretch. I did that, didn't have any more problems, and then basically we've been messaging open rent. Sorry, I'm just going in my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush. It's the tinted one. I didn't really want the clear. And they've said to us initially, until it gets sorted, try and refrain parking your vehicle there. So what we started doing was, my husband had been on late the whole of last week. So he's getting in mega late at night, anything from 11:30 to 1:30 in the morning. And he's moving my car to park it there, and then he naturally gets up early. So he is getting up really early and moving the car, hopefully with no disruption to any of the neighbours and nobody even knowing, and it's been absolutely fine. And then I get back one night at probably about 8:30 at night, because I was on a 7:30 shift last week. And I was just getting all of my stuff out of my car because I bought like loads of supplies for the cat litter tray. So I was getting it all out of my car, and a car drove in, and he pulled up, put down his window and sort of said, you know, you can't be parking there, it's not a parking space. I explained the whole story again. It was a real weird conversation actually, because he kept repeating himself. So he said the same thing, no joke, I reckon 6, 7, 8 times, and it was getting a little bit boring after a while. I'm just going in my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. It's in medium to deep, and it looks like that. So he said he understood like my situation. He said that really the guy who owns the house should be going through, it's like I suppose like a bit like a management company that oversee everything for this development and make sure that everyone, I suppose, is adhering to the rules, blah blah blah. And in the end, I just sort of said to him, I said, you know, I get it. I said, but we're just going around in circles. I wasn't rude and said, you know, you keep repeating yourself. I'm just going to put a little bit on my eyelids as well. I've actually been getting like eczema and something itchy up here, and it's been driving me insane. And I swear it's got something to do with like stress. I'm also going to go in with something else that I bought from Home Bargains, Eye Candy London. And it was like one of those bargains that, you know, is like mega reduced, but I've not actually used it yet. Yeah, I wasn't rude and said, you know, you keep repeating yourself. I wanted to. I'm like, stood there just thinking, all right, mate, you know, you've said this about 50,000 times now. I get it. But I'm not a rude person. So I just sort of said, you know, we're just going round and round circles. I get it. And I moved my car. And then my husband has again been going out really late at night, moving the car morning and night. Nobody even knows we're doing it. It's stupid. But entail with that, my car's not properly getting charged because the car charges here 10 miles every hour. So yeah, I'm not really charging it as much. I'll just show you the palette. As much as I would like to, which I don't know, I'm a bit OCD about my charging. I like to have a fullish battery as much as possible. And then the landlord, or the owner, I shouldn't say landlord because it's not like a properly rented house, came out yesterday to see, because we basically spent £180 on like an extra long lead. And then we haven't bought it yet, but you can get like a professional lead cover, which causes like a mini ramp, so it makes it, you know, safe. But we need the okay for that. And I think that has to, I don't know, go through this board of people. I really don't know. I'm going to have to do my mascara in this mirror. I can't do it facing forward because my lashes are so like straight. I need to kind of get it right under. This mirror is dirty as well. So I haven't heard back from the landlord or the owner. I keep saying landlord yet. So I don't know what the outcome of that is. I think we're going to go out today to Solihull. There's a supercharger there, so we're going to fully charge the car to give it a little bit of a boost. And then we'll keep doing what we're doing because I don't think anyone even knows we're doing it. But obviously we don't want to upset anybody. We're not here to upset anybody. We don't have live music, parties, any of that sort of stuff. I kind of see us as like the perfect neighbours, really. So yeah, I need to see what comes of that. Open Rent did say that, I'm presuming this came from the owner, that if a solution can't be met, that he would terminate us living here and refund us the money. That is not what we want, and it's not what we need at the moment, because this place took ages to find. There aren't that many available, and we'd still probably have the same problems with the whole charging. So it might come down to that maybe you can reduce the amount we're paying, and we have to, or I have to use like an actual charging station, and he helps cover the cost. I don't know, but obviously from our point of view, we were told that we could charge our car here, and we decided to rent this property based on that. But anyway, that's been one drama. I did have a parcel go to my direct next door neighbour, because I've got a Ring doorbell here, but it must be going to the owner. We don't even hear anything in the house. So I was on the top floor, had delivery, didn't even know we'd had delivery. And I went round and collected it, and she was actually really lovely, and she apologised to me for the way she spoke to me, which I have so much respect for, because that takes a lot for a person to do that. She just sort of said that I'd got on a really bad day. She got home from work really late. She had a crap day at work, and then she couldn't get into a parking space. And she was just like, I really appreciate the changes you've made and the effort you're making. And yeah, it meant a lot. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. So that's one thing that's been causing us a stress. The other thing, which I don't think I would have thought that this would have caused us as much stress as what it is I'm going to say the cats. It's not the cats, it is the cat. It's one cat who is just not happy whatsoever. So Jasper, our black cat, is not settling in at all. He's just not happy. He doesn't particularly like the litter trays. I am going to today try and buy another different type of litter, because at the moment we've got 2 litter trays and they're both using the same litter, and I am wondering whether there's something about the litter he doesn't want to use. So it's weird. So he is using it for poos, but he has issues using it for wheeze, and we've had quite a few accidents, thankfully mainly on the hard floor, so I can clean it up. And we've obviously got our Vax carpet cleaner here. It is stressful, really, really stressful. And we just don't know what to do, because he is literally my favourite cat, and I idolise that cat so, so much. But it's also heartbreaking to see that he's not happy, and I can't work out why he's not happy. I can't work out whether it's something simple to do with the litter trays, which obviously I'm going to address. So if it is that, that will be very clear to see. I don't know if it's issues with not going out, which I generally don't think it is, because he was never really much of an outdoor cat, because he's always been quite overweight. He would just kind of like sit outside in the garden. I know obviously you can't do that now. And I also don't know whether it's just the whole change in general he doesn't like, but he's not happy. And so our issue actually is with both boys. The girls have settled in so, so well, like really well. They don't seem to be missing the outside. They don't try and escape out the door. They don't seem fazed in the slightest. It's the boys. Louis has tried escaping out the front door. Any kind of given chance, he thinks that we're going near the front door. He seems to be bullying Bindi a lot, so he's like chasing around the house, and it's really horrible. He sometimes like bites her on the back. Now he's obviously been, all of our cats are neutered. I don't know if it's something to do with, I don't really know much about it. I thought when they're neutered, I don't know, I thought that took away urges, but to me it feels like he's hounding her for you know what. I don't know. I might have that completely wrong. And the actual initial move wasn't great. He hates travelling in cars. He was deeply, deeply unhappy, like trying to literally claw his way out. And he is 14, so he's not the youngest of cats. And so basically, if we wanted, we've got 2 homes lined up. So for Jasper, the lady who is my husband's friend who he used to work with, that's who we first got Jasper from. She had 2 brothers. She kept the one and we had the other. She said she'd have Jasper back in a heartbeat. Based on the fact that they are brothers, not that I think that makes any difference now, but she's also lost a cat recently and she just said she would love the 2 brothers back together. And then for Louis, there is also a home available for him if we choose, and that's a lovely lady, actually through a lady who we used to use for our cat sitting, who used to come round, feed the cats, give them loads of attention, and who idolises cats. So we know her very well. We've used her for years, and I trust that this lady, who obviously she has gone and fed her cats, she knows that she would really look after Louis well. So it's really hard at this point in time because it's very hard to work out whether I am holding on for selfish reasons, because I'm not sure that Louis would cope with essentially at least a 12-hour day, if not an overnight stay in kennels the night before. Being loaded onto the aircraft, in the aircraft, I'm just not sure he would cope. When we moved here, I think I said this in my last video, he was literally panting like a dog. I've never ever seen that in any of our cats ever. So he was obviously highly stressed, and I don't want to put him through that. Try not to get upset. And I just think, would we be putting him through that for the selfish reasons of what we want? Jasper, I think we're going to have to play it by ear. I'm going to change the cat litter. I have read up the simple things that them not liking a particular litter could stop them from using a litter tray. It just doesn't make sense because he's pooing in there. He's just not peeing in there. I don't get it. But maybe there is something. I don't know. But anyway, we need to rule that out. And when we spoke to the vet before we moved, because he was starting to pee in our old house, and he's done that actually every time we've gone away on holiday, and the vet said it is completely normal in cats that when they are stressed or they're unhappy or whatever, something isn't making them feel happy, they pee. It's like a stress pee. So I know that he's not like totally out of the ordinary, but it's not nice for us. Excuse me. And although we're on a 3-story floor, the ground floor kind of feels a little bit enclosed and quite a small space. So when we're living like that with a cat that is peeing, and obviously me and my husband are out at work, I don't know, it's just been stressful. It might not sound stressful to some people, but it has felt very stressful. So I think before we kind of make any decision, and I think we want to kind of hold off making decisions until we know we've got our visa, because otherwise essentially we've given away our cats for no reason. So I think I'm going to try the litter tray thing and see where we go from there. But yeah, oh my gosh, my back. That has obviously been very stressful. I'm sure you can all imagine, and I am a clean freak. So I don't just like give it a quick clean after he's peed. It's like full on clean. Oh, my throat. Which, you know, like yesterday I worked a 9-hour day, 11 hours including travelling, 11-hour day, stood on my feet non-stop for 9 hours. My back is like trashed again. And you get in, you've still got the kids' tea to make. My husband's been on lates for the last like 2 weeks. It's just ridiculous. So we don't see each other. I see him for a little bit in the morning. I mean, a little bit. Might have a 10-minute conversation, and then obviously I'm off to work, and then when I get back he's not home. So that's been not the greatest either. And it's just hard, you know, like working long shifts, because I kind of got nearly if you count driving, walking to work, it's an hour commute there, an hour commute back, which I'm not complaining. I don't actually mind the drive at all, but you know, when you get in, the last thing you want to be doing is clean up pee and poo. My son physically can't clean up poo, and you all might be thinking, oh my god, he's lazy. He's not. I have got a severe phobia of sick, to the point where I can't even clean up cat sick. Like, my phobia is that bad. And we have had one lot of sick here once, and I physically couldn't clean it up. So, you know, when my son, even when the cats are doing it, he's retching, I'm not going to force him to do that. Isla is actually pretty good. She will clean it up and bag it up. And at the moment, we just put it right outside the front door, and then there's a dog bin at the top of the road. So we keep putting it in the dog bin. She is actually really good. My son, it's not an excuse. There's clearly some kind of, I don't know, phobia or trigger there, because he's retching as, oh my God, I've been talking for nearly 30 minutes already. I've not even given you updates yet on the whole visa thing. I am so sorry. I'm really hoping that you lot like long videos like this, because this is going to be long. Yeah, there's definitely something there, and I'm not going to force him to do that. You know, it's not nice. Anyway, I'm going to get on with my mascara now. I'm using the Maybelline Over the Top mascara. This stuff is incredible. I saw this being used on another YouTuber family I watch called iFam, and she swears by this stuff. It is harder to get hold of now. Home Bargains used to sell it all the time, and then I think they've had like a bit of a drought, but I found it in B&M. So the last time I got it, I did stock up on like 4 tubes. It's amazing. My lashes naturally don't stick up. I haven't had a lash lift in quite a while either, but I'll show you with this and using an eyelash curler, I normally get quite a good sort of lift, but these are them at the moment. Not particularly sticky up at all. Right, let's go on to the whole visa thing, which probably after nearly 30 minutes of me chatting, you're like, come on Lisa, get on with it. We all want to know what's going on. Okay, so our E2 visas are submitted. They are actually submitted about 2 weeks ago to the embassy. So now is adding supporting documents to that. And then there's a few supporting documents we need to add, including our funds transfer, which today, later on today, we will be transferring into Escrow. We have got a lawyer in America that we have found, and obviously the time difference. No, not today, sorry, tomorrow. Today is Sunday, I think the 20th. So tomorrow, Monday, because obviously they're shut. We will be transferring the money into Escrow. The whole visa thing, oh my gosh, it is a minefield, and it's so so complex. And when you think you're almost done, you then find out that there's something else, another form that needs to be filled out. So I think it's just the proof of the whole escrow bit that is left outstanding, which should be done tomorrow. And then it is just a waiting game. So I did Google last night AI, and it's saying, I don't know, I mean, this is AI. I Googled last night how long are E2 visas taking to process as of July 2025 at the London Embassy. It's saying to get an interview at the moment is taking between 2 and 4 weeks. But it does also say that if there is outstanding or documents still to be added, obviously this can cause a delay. So there was another form we submitted, we submitted yesterday, I think. Yesterday? Yeah, I think so. And then we've obviously got all the escrow bit, evidence of where the funds have come from. Obviously for us, it's the sale of our house. And then, yeah, that just adds. So it'd be interesting to see whether it is actually between 2 and 4 weeks. It's already been 2 weeks, but obviously I wouldn't expect anything back yet because supporting documents haven't been added. So I wouldn't have expected it yet, but it'd be really interesting to see, like, if that is actually the case. Okay, so that's kind of that whole visa thing. I can't actually believe that that E2 visa is now in. I can't actually believe it. And I do feel like a massive sense of relief. I think I'll feel happier when I know that all the documents are submitted. So I'm just going to go in with an eyelash curler now and just give them a quick turn up, quick curl. So, houses. I'm not sure, I think maybe when I've spoken in the past, maybe I've just presumed that you lot all know. But we are planning on buying, not renting. For us, we see renting as dead money. It's essentially paying somebody else's mortgage off. And it's just not what we want. And I think we kind of feel that to give this whole thing the best possible shot, we want to feel settled and that it's our house. You know, essentially renting is somebody else's house. And I think part of me would worry that, I'm going to do my hair now, by the way. I think part of me would worry. Have I got a brush here? Yeah. I think part of me would worry that, I don't know, that I would, not purposely, but I would treat it as if it was like, I don't know, like a rental villa, like I was on holiday. And I don't want that at all. I want it to feel like ours. So we've kind of gone round the houses with that, to be honest with you. God, the lighting, I'm so sorry, the lighting's really bad in here. Yeah, we have gone on the houses. So initially we were looking at nothing but new builds. Then we decided, after speaking to the lady that the couple that we're buying the business off, we decided from speaking to them that we want a pool. I actually feel that a pool is really important to us. I love water. I could honestly spend so long in a pool, just floating around. Oh my God, I've got greys. So many greys. Yeah, I could spend hours just floating around. Hold on 2 ticks. I've just realised that my curler isn't even plugged in. All plugged in. Yeah, we love a pool. And, you know, the kind of work we're going to be doing is going to be full on hard work. It's not going to be the easiest. And the thought of being able to come home and dip in a nice cool pool, yeah, I just love being in the water. So we kind of like changed what we were thinking we initially wanted. But I don't know, I suppose there's only certain areas that have pools. A lot of them are out of our price range, or they need a lot of work doing, which we are not prepared to do. We don't want a fixer-upper. We just want to get there, settle in, and live our lives pretty much stress-free. So, yeah, we were obviously looking at second-hand homes for quite a while. And then a particular developer came up and they have slashed their new build homes by ridiculous prices. Like, ridiculous. I think a 6-bed for under $300,000. Ridiculous prices. We've contacted that guy, which actually we've been watching him on YouTube for ages. My husband had like a video call with him a few days ago, which I think was probably a little bit surreal for my husband, because obviously, you know, we've been watching him on YouTube for God knows how long. He's confirmed that those prices are correct. They're basically at the end of, I can't remember what it's called, like the quota where they have to have sold a certain amount of homes. I think they're getting to the end of it and they need to sell them off. But I don't think that's going to fall in line with us timing wise. So he said that I think the next time they'll be slashing those prices, which he can't guarantee what this price is going to be. They might be more, they might be less. It's going to be November, which could tie in very, very nicely for us. And we would have the money to put a pool on. So we'd have the best of both worlds. We'll have a house that's brand new, got all the guarantees, that's not going to need a lot of work doing to it. And we'll have the money to have a pool built. So it's kind of like a win-win, really. And if we could get a 5, because there's 2, there's a 5 and there's a 6-bed. If we could get one of those, we're guaranteed to have a spare room, or more than a spare room, for visitors. And we'd have some office space, which would be amazing for the business. So yeah, that's kind of positive. Obviously we don't know what the situation would be closer to the time. The only downside is it's in an area that's a little bit further out. And that's the bit that we're not 100% on just yet. Our realtor has just gone away on a cruise with her family. It seems to be that they just carry on working, but we have told her to enjoy her cruise and the time with the family, and we'll speak when we get back because there really is no urgency. But I think we want to get her take on what she thinks of this area, because obviously she's a realtor. She's working for us, and you know, we trust what she says and her judgment. So we've never actually been to this area, so it's not like we've got anything to kind of go by. But yeah, that's looking up. And now it's just kind of like, I don't know, sitting around waiting to get an interview. We'd already said that we weren't going anywhere until after August, September, because my eldest daughter is literally only, I think 4 or 5 weeks. I can't remember the last time we spoke. She had 5 or 6 weeks left. I can't remember. I've got a feeling she might only have 4 weeks left. A little bit of update there. If you watch me regularly, I'd said that the baby was breech and she also had placenta previa. She had her scan at, I think, it's either 30 or 32 weeks, something like that. And everything's moved into the right place. It's like a miracle. So baby is in the right place, head down, ready to go. And the placenta has moved. It's mad. You know, I know that these things do happen, but I genuinely thought that there was no chance that both would move. But yeah, so she can now have a natural birth, which is amazing. So yeah, we're not going anywhere until baby is born. And I'm really hoping to be there at the birth, which would mean that I'm there at the birth and my husband Jonah is there to look after Esme. But we don't know where my husband will be in the country. You never know how quick it's going to be. Like if somebody's going to get there in time. So, you know, the worst case is my husband can't get there, is too far away, and I look after Esme and I'm not there at the birth, which I really do not want, because Megs wants me at the birth and I really want to be there at the birth. I was there at Esme's birth. And yeah, I think Meg's really valued having me there last time. Obviously, having had 3 kids myself, you just kind of, I don't know, you know what they're going through, you know what to say, words of encouragement. And I think I was had quite a calming effect for Megs. And, you know, I'd like that again for her. So, yeah, I have to just see with that. I have obviously said to my boss, she doesn't think it'd be a problem if I was to just, you know, ring on the day, or if I'm at work and I've got to leave. So hopefully that's still all okay. But yeah, very exciting. Can't wait to meet another beautiful little girl. With that, obviously makes it 10 times harder to leave. Now I'm leaving you know, my daughter and another grandchild, but you know, it'd be nice if Megs could come out regularly, you know, even if it's like a month at a time. That would give her a break. She can enjoy the sunshine and, you know, chill out, have us look after Esme. So yeah, lots of exciting things ahead. Like I said, now is just a waiting game with the whole visa thing. And then it'll be interview, which, oh my gosh, I'm going to be nervous about. I hate, you know, anything like that. Interviews, everything. I'm quite like a nervy person when it comes to things like that. But just take each day as it comes, and I'm sure everything will be fine. I also need to really start looking into, like seriously looking into the whole cats and shipping them, because I did reach out to some companies before and got quotes, but that was obviously quite a while ago. Those quotes would have expired, and just finding out a few more ins and outs on that whole thing. But yeah, got some things to do. But yeah, gonna finish getting ready. Like I said, we're going out today. I hope that you've enjoyed this little catch up. Can't believe that so many people are interested. But like I said before, I'm doing this to document it for myself, and I'd really like to help people. I've already had one lovely guy reach out, him and his partner, you know, would like to move and have asked my advice and, you know, who we're using for our visas and stuff like that. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to turn this air conditioning unit on. I'm worried it's gonna be too loud. It's absolutely roasting up here. We bought 2 air conditioning units because, yeah, it's so hot and we can't have windows open. But yeah, if I can help anyone, then I can, and I will. And it's so lovely that, you know, my content, I suppose, has changed quite a bit recently. And you're still sticking by me. You're still interested, which I can't believe. I just really appreciate it. I think probably maybe the next one I'm going to do home bargains, because I popped in yesterday and oh my gosh, was there so much, oh, nearly burnt my head, so much in there. And I was like, I need to go back and film so that you know all about the bargains and you can grab yourself some. Because if you know me well, you'll know that I love nothing more than a home bargains haul and Primark. Although I actually feel really disappointed with Primark at the moment. I remember saying in my last video when they started getting summer stuff in that I was really excited. And normally when they start getting stuff in, it just gets better and better. That has not happened this time. And I just feel really disappointed. Like, I love Primark. And I just feel that it has been crap. And that's probably why I've not been doing Primark hauls much lately, because I don't see the point. When, you know, I suppose some of the stuff you might really love, but the stuff I'm seeing I'm not loving at all. Right. I'm just going to turn the air conditioning unit on. Try and cool myself down. Actually, if I stand in front of it, I can cool down these hills, can't I? Right, I'm going to come back to you in 2 secs. Right, that is me already. I've just come underneath the Velux window and I look like a completely different person. I mean, I've definitely got some kind of sun glow going on. It has made me realise I really need to dye my eyebrows tonight. I'm going to try and get some henna on them, I think, so it lasts longer. But yeah, hair all done. I literally just quickly popped in the shower as well. I know it seems a bit strange, but I washed my hair last night. I always like to have a shower in the morning, bath at night. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. Please keep giving your love in the comments. Honestly, it means the world to me, and it really just brightened up my day. It puts a smile on my face, and believe it or not, days when it's been really hard, it has actually really changed my mood, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. Like, I've read some really lovely comments on a day where I've been feeling particularly low, or I don't know, just not feeling myself, or mixed emotions, and yeah, it's really helped actually. So please send your love and comment below whether you think I'm crazy, we're crazy, whether, you know, you think we're brave, whatever. Just comment below. This certainly isn't for the faint-hearted. This is hands down the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And you do just have to keep telling yourself and reminding yourself what the end goal is, and hopefully that kind of comes sooner rather than later. I feel like we've overcome quite a lot of large hurdles. Obviously, we've given up our home, moved into open rent, the visa is now submitted. So we have kind of really tackled huge hurdles. Obviously, the next massive hurdle is going to be an interview. But yeah, I think I need to keep reminding myself of how far we've come, why we're doing this, and what the end goal is. I need to have words to myself when I'm having these, like, I'm not actually too bad today. I'm looking forward to going out. Just put on a Marks and Spencer's linen dress, done my hair all nice. I feel all like summery and glowy. It is meant to drizzle rain on and off today, but I'm not going to let that spoil my day. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I really hope you are enjoying the longer videos. Please let me know below. And I really hope you're enjoying these updates. Until next time, take care, and I will see you really soon in my next video. Bye.